Welcome to Seabass Shaves. I'm Seabass. This is my shave den. For those of you who've been here before, welcome back. For those of you whose first time it is, welcome. Happy to have you. Today we're going to be using Stirling Island Man. Oh boy, is this going to show up reversed in the thing? It probably is. I didn't think about that. Yeah, so Stirling Soaps, Island Man, and then the aftershave is, that's right here on my vanity here, the Iceberg Island, their glacial line, which has some menthol down inside there. As hot as it is, especially during summertime, like late spring, all of summer, even kind of early fall, I love a mentholated aftershave. The strawberry lemonade by Stirling is probably one of my favorite scents that they used to offer. I think it's been not discontinued, but they shelved it for a little bit. I could be wrong on that, and if I am, please let me know. And honestly, sometimes during the winter months, little cooling sensation feels pretty good. I'm a retired hockey player. I used to, every Sunday was our game days, and I would use the strawberry lemonade because both the soap and the aftershave had the glacial, their mentholated shave, basically. And so I would use that to prep my face for skating around really fast. I was in like level 4 beer league. there was no skating fast, but it was just part of the ritual, and that was super nice. And then we're swapping our razor today. Instead of using the Gillette flare tip, I'm using the Phoenix Artisanal Accoutrements double open comb. They call it the DOC razor. So if you ever see that, DOC just stands for double open comb, which is the base. You'll see it's an open comb, and then up on your head, you also have combing on there. The thought process behind that is that the soap will get between the tines and will help to provide a slicker shave. Slicker, I hardly know her, but so we're gonna do that today. I've got my 24 millimeter Yaki barber pole shave brush. Just gonna get that in some warm water. Should have preheated the water before I started, and I did not do that. The hair's growing in nice. I like that. I'm ready to go back to long hair. Despite the fact that it's summertime, I am still ready for that. The Island Man scent is a very summertime. There's a lot of citrus in there, some florals. I have the scent notes written down right here. In the last episode when we did Old Burying Ground and Author's Ridge, I was like, oh yeah, I'll look the scent notes up on my phone, and I don't know what they are. I'm using my phone to record, so I actually cannot do that. So today I have written them down on my pocket notebook, which is always handy. So the scent notes for that is right here. Bergamot, lime, mandarin, coconut, jasmine, hibiscus. I think it's pronounced lang lang. It's YLANG -YLANG. Ginger, sugarcane, musk, and rum. And it was interesting to find out that there was a bit of a rum scent in here. I'm actually not a big fan of bay rum scents, so it's not something that I pick up, or if it is, it's not like super heavy, but it's there, right? Yeah, see, I'm not smelling very heavy rum. It's got to be like a simple undertone, or maybe on the dry down is where it is, and I'm a nose blind to it at that point, so I'm not quite picking up on it. So add a little bit more water. You don't have to have the big frothy peaks. I know that it makes for better viewing experiences, but that's not needed. This is kind of the consistency that I get right there, right about whipped cream levels. I need to wet my face real quick. And then we're just going to take this and we are going to brush it on like Tom Sawyer whitewashing the fence, you know? Except I probably can't convince anybody else that this is really fun and they should do it for me and like trade an apple in order to lather up my face, you know? Now, originally, I'm from Massachusetts. I do love that place. It is, well, it's home, right? So I was always an Atlantic Ocean kid growing up because that's just what we knew. And I ended up coming to Oklahoma when I was relatively young, pretty young, like super young. But Massachusetts has always kind of been home. I've always felt really connected to it. And here in Oklahoma is where I met my wife. I'm married, 2 wonderful kids. She's great. She's awesome. But one of her favorite vacation spots was Galveston Island down in Texas. And I didn't think a beach in Texas could be fun. I really didn't think any southern beaches could be fun. Because to me, like, going to the beach was just the Atlantic, right? Go see lighthouses in Maine and all that stuff. And when we got married, we went to Panama City Beach in Florida, and I had the time of my life there. There was something about the warm water and basically just being able to be in the water like all the time. We spent, basically five days out of our 7-day honeymoon on the beach in the water. Day 1, I got roasted. Like, I look like the lobsters on my shirt. This shirt, my wife sewed it for me. I love it. It's like the perfect summertime, 100% cotton. But I love wearing this thing. So anyway, day 1, I get roasted alive. But, fought through it. Not a big deal. And there it is, right down here. I'm still a little nervous about talking and kind of shaving around my mouth because there's so much movement. I would just hate to, like, nick something, get me a little weeper. So I do just try to be careful. But after the success that was Panama City Beach, we decided to take a trip down to Galveston. That's where she had spent a lot of her childhood vacations, going down there. And it does not top Panama City Beach. It does not. PCB was, like, super cool. It was neat to, like, be on an island. I'm telling the story because this is the shave soap that I brought, and now this scent makes me think of a wonderful vacation that I got to have with my wife and kids. We rented a beach house on an Airbnb, and we were right across the street from the seawall. We spent, 5-6 days there. The water was pretty murky, which was one of the big differences between Panama City and Galveston. I'm just going to go across the grain here. And then make sure that I just get any spare whiskers that I have kind of up underneath my nose. I hate when I can just kind of feel them poking into there and the rest of my face is smooth. So we're just going to pay a little special attention there. But I'd never seen a Ben & Jerry's that was like just a shop that you could go to. That was there in Galveston. Murdoch's was a pretty cool little souvenir store. Just, it was like a pier that kind of jutted out. The seafood was really good. And that's something that I kind of miss being here in Oklahoma, is not being able to go buy fresh seafood. And, you can get it frozen and it's like, oh yeah, but I don't know. There's just something about it, right? Out east on any coast, really. So I will say Galveston had some pretty good seafood. It was the first time that I ever had baked oysters. So, that was different. I had always just thought that oysters were meant to be kind of like slimy and gross. But having it baked, my brother-in-law, he was like, you gotta try this, Cam. And sure enough, delicious. Absolutely loved them. A lot of butter, a lot of cheese. And then it was no different than like clam strips, right? I mean, clam strips are kind of deep fried, at least when I've had them. Get that out of there. We call them steamers out east, which is like, they're just like clam bellies, and they've kind of been, you know, steamed until everything opens up. I sure hope they're clam bellies, because, boy, if they're not, I am making a fool of myself. Let me get this. Got a little bit off my nose. I'm terrible at applying soap, especially like trying to kind of talk my way through it. We're just going to go with the double open comb. I do feel a lot more comfortable going against the grain. I rarely, if ever, have nicks. I'll show some of the other razors that I have that flare tip going against the grain. Like I will usually, as I curve around here on my jawline, I'll just kind of nick myself. But so far I haven't had any problems with this. I'll just kind of come up there. And then as we get around the chin area, oh no, I do have some little vapors there. Around this chin area, I'm actually going to take my razor and rotate it almost at a 45 degrees to help get everything. Spin that around. And kind of up in the mustache area. Let me rinse all that off. You know. Just nice, even strokes. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this scent because it reminds me of a wonderful vacation that I got to have with reminds me of a wonderful vacation I got to have with my family. I'm going to go ahead and rinse all this off. I'm going to reach down here. I do have these microfiber towels from Hendrix Classics. I love these things. They're very plush. They just feel great. And then last but not least, we're going to add the mentholated aftershave Iceberg Island. It feels so good, especially as hot as it is. I know I just keep talking about how miserably hot everything is here in Oklahoma, but it's actually been one of the cooler years that I've experienced here. So just like when we did Author's Ridge, I'm just going to take it, kind of splash it into the palm there. You can see I like to rub my palms together 2-3 seconds and then apply it. You know, be careful around, you know, your mouth and your eyes, but you're going to be able to feel this cool for the next 15-20 minutes. Maybe there's a good amount of menthol in there. I can feel it already. It has instantly cooled my cheeks down. And put my glasses back on so I can see you. Water all over my lenses here. I can't be seen without my glasses. So I thank you for taking the time to hang out in the Shave Den and listen to me tell stories about Panama City Beach and Galveston and my family and this. I actually don't know how to end these yet. That's sort of my problem. Is I find myself just like kind of rambling until we get to a point. I've done, you know, streaming before. I've had some other YouTube channels like with buddies, and I'm gonna get the Stipe pencil on that. And you know, coming up with an ending is just the hardest part of any of it. So I guess I'm just going to leave with a thank you for tuning in and watching this. I hope that you're learning and enjoying. The stories will get better. I do promise that. It is just a matter of getting comfortable and talking on the camera and then doing these different things. So the more I do it, the better off it's going to be. And I hope that you're in this for the long haul, like I am. I do have some other things coming up that I have planned. Like I mentioned, we're going to do one where, you know, we'll shave like with a thing of hand soap. We're just going to lather it up, put it on our face and shave that way. just to show that like that's a thing you can do. On the Shave Dad page up on Facebook, there was Jerry Plessy, who runs that. He had a thing where it's like use conditioner, right? Lather that up. The lather games on Reddit, like people always do some like kind of crazy stuff. So it's very very accessible to get into, and we're hoping to kind of show that off. That would be great. So yeah, I thank you for coming along the ride. I'm Seabass, and this has been a shave. So thanks. Thank you.